Have you ever wondered if all the weight loss advice out there is just wrong? Like you're doing everything you're supposed to do, eat clean, cut carbs, work out when you can, and somehow your body's like, nah, I get it. After baby number 2, I had more weight to lose than I ever had, and I was exhausted, but I had finally learned what actually worked. How to rebuild my core, fuel my body properly, and strength train in a way that made sense for being a mom. And because of that, I lost 35 pounds, not by cutting carbs, not by killing myself with workouts, but by using a strategy that finally made sense for my life. Now, after baby number 3, when everyone said it gets harder after the third, I ran it back. Same strategy, same habits. And guess what? It worked again. I lost 35 pounds. So in this video, I'm walking you through exactly what I did and how you can use it too, even if nothing's working right now. Now, before I get into the specifics of what actually worked for me, let's talk about why most moms stay stuck in the first place. Because if you don't understand this, no system is going to stick. Let's just be honest here. Most moms are trying really hard at all the wrong things. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just overworked, overtired, and surrounded by a lot of conflicting advice. Here are 3 big things I see over and over again. Number 1, you're under eating and you don't even realize it. You think you're being good by skipping breakfast or grabbing a few bites here and there, but what's really happening? Your body is running on empty. And then by dinner, you're ravenous. You overeat, feel guilty, and start over tomorrow. It's not a willpower problem. It's a blood sugar and energy problem. Number 2, you're randomly exercising. One day it's a YouTube video, the next it's a walk, maybe a boot camp class if you can find a babysitter, but your body thrives on consistency and progression. You don't need to do more. You need to do the right things in the right order. And number 3, you've been told it just takes more discipline. And that's the one that really messes with your head. You think you're the problem because you can't stick with something. But if the plan isn't built for your real life, the toddler tantrums, the sleep deprivation, the endless laundry, of course it's going to feel impossible. Drop a comment if you've ever said, I know what to do, I just don't do it. I hear that all the time. And my response is always the same. Maybe you actually don't know what works for you yet. And on top of all that, there are so many myths floating around that slow moms down before they even get started. So let's clear some of those up. 1, you just need to eat clean. Clean eating is so vague. What does that even mean? A smoothie with no protein and a salad with no carbs can still leave you starving. And that's not helping your metabolism or your goals. Number 2, if you're not sweating, it doesn't count. Nope, I lost most of my baby weight with 20 to 30 minute strength sessions and walks. You do not need to crush yourself to see results. Another one, cardio is the fastest way to lose weight. I tried that and it just made me more tired and hungrier. Cardio is great and it has its place, but muscle is what changes your shape, boosts metabolism, and makes the weight loss stick. Another one is it's just harder after kids. It is different, yes, but not impossible. You just need a mom-specific approach, and that's what I'm about to walk you through. Okay, now that we've got the mindset stuff out of the way, let me walk you through the exact 5-part system I followed. This is what I used after baby number 2 and again after baby number 3, and it worked both times. Not fancy, not extreme, but crazy effective. Number 1, protein first eating. My only non-negotiable was starting the day with 30 grams of protein every single day. I didn't overthink it. Sometimes it was a Greek yogurt bowl with protein granola. Other days it was eggs and toast with turkey sausage. Other days it's a protein bar with protein coffee. Whatever works that day. I just made sure protein came first. Why? Because protein keeps you full, balances your blood sugar, reduces your cravings, helps preserve that lean muscle while losing fat. And most moms are way under on protein. Start here and watch how much easier everything else gets. Number 2, macro tracking without being obsessive. I track my food not to restrict, but to understand. I'm not logging every sprinkle or stressing about perfection. I'm just keeping an eye on how much protein, carbs, and fat I'm actually eating. What shocked me was how off my ratios actually were. Too much fat, not enough protein, and barely any carbs on some days. Once I adjusted my plate, everything shifted. Not because I ate less, but because I started eating better for my body. And speaking of that, if you don't know your body type yet, that's a game changer. Different body types burn fuel differently. And when you tailor your macros to match, you'll start seeing results way faster. I'll link my free body type quiz below if you're not sure where to start. Number 3, strength training 3 times a week, max 30 minutes. No boot camps, no burpee marathons, just simple, smart workouts that progressively challenged me. I focused on compound lifts like squats, presses, rows, progressive overload, which is like adding weight over time, rest and recovery, not just pushing harder. And even if I had to split the workout across nap time, I got it done. And that's when I started seeing my body change and not just shrink. Number 4, daily movement. Low stress, high return. My secret weapon? Walking. No joke, I walked on an incline while watching YouTube, listening to a podcast, or letting my baby nap in the stroller. Movement doesn't have to be intense to be effective. It just has to be consistent. Even 15 to 20 minutes a day made a huge difference in how I felt and how I recovered. And number 5, the 1% better mindset. This is everything. Instead of trying to be perfect, I started asking, what's the one thing I can do today that moves me forward? One day it was hitting my protein goal. Another day it was just drinking enough water. Sometimes it was deciding not to give up after an off meal. Progress is greater than perfection every time. Now, I know it's one thing to hear me say this, but let me show you what this actually looks like for another mom. Let me tell you about Jennifer, a mom of 4 who came to me feeling completely stuck. She felt like her body was in a holding pattern and she didn't know how to move forward. She found herself spinning her wheels. And what finally pushed her to reach out, she said that she felt like she should be able to figure it out by herself, but she had hit a breaking point. She started implementing the same exact system I'm walking you through, and within weeks, things began to shift. We focused on strength training, on smart, steady zone 2 cardio, on fueling her body and not depriving it. And what happened? She said, I feel so much stronger. She actually started looking forward to her workouts now. And she used to try to punish herself on the treadmill every morning. And she said, this feels completely different. She also lost 10 pounds in 8 weeks. And the best part, she doesn't just feel better, she knows what to do now. That's what this is all about, not following a plan for 6 weeks and then wondering what to do next, but finally understanding what your body needs and feeling confident that you can keep going. Now, let's flip the script. I just told you what I did, but it's just as important to talk about what I didn't do, because that's where a lot of people waste their time and energy. Now, let me be really clear about what I didn't do, because this part, it's just as important as what I did. It's so easy to think you need to go all in and make this big dramatic change, cut out everything, go super hard at the gym, meal prep like a professional bodybuilder. That's not what I did at all. So here's what I didn't do and why. I didn't cut out carbs. I've tried that before. It just made me tired, moody, and constantly thinking about food. This time I kept carbs in. I just made sure they were working for me. Things like oats, fruit, potatoes, rice, especially around workouts. They gave me energy and helped with my recovery. Cutting carbs might help the scale drop fast at first because of water weight, but it doesn't help you build a strong, sustainable body, especially after having babies. Another thing I didn't do was intermittent fasting. Look, some people swear by it, but for moms, I find that skipping meals is usually just a fast track to being exhausted and binge eating goldfish at 3 p.m. Eating balanced meals consistently actually stabilized my hunger and reduced the late night cravings that used to throw me off. I also didn't avoid eating after 6 p.m. I don't even know where this came from, but it needs to go. I had dinner with my family, I had snacks if I was hungry, and guess what? I still lost the weight. It's not always about when you eat, it's about what you eat and how consistently you're fueling your body throughout the day. I also didn't do 75 hard. I know it's trendy, I know it feels motivating, but as a mom with little kids, 75 hard is basically a recipe for burnout. 2 workouts a day, no days off, no flexibility. That kind of all or nothing challenge sounds impressive, but it doesn't teach you how to adjust when life happens. And mom life always happens. I didn't need a test of willpower. I needed a plan that built consistency, even when the day didn't go as planned, which was most days, let's be honest. Another thing I didn't do was follow an 8-week hardcore program. I didn't sign up for something extreme just to quit halfway through. I wasn't trying to punish myself back into shape. I was building habits that I could maintain beyond the challenge window because I wasn't interested in seeing results for 8 weeks. I wanted to feel good for the long haul with something I could actually live with. The truth is, I used to think success meant going all in, but that always led to burnout, inconsistency, and guilt. This time, I did less and I did it better. So what made it all click this time? Let's get into it. I figured out what actually works for my life, and I stopped wasting energy on stuff that doesn't. It's not about being more disciplined. It's about having systems that support me. I have go-to meals I don't have to think about. I'm not reinventing the wheel every day. I keep a few staple meals on repeat that I can throw together in 5 minutes. Most of them I can eat with one hand while holding the baby. Breakfast is usually a protein bar and protein coffee or some egg bites I can grab from the fridge. If I have a little more time, I'll make a protein smoothie that I can sip while doing all the morning chaos. And for lunch, I always have shredded chicken in the fridge. I'll toss it on a salad or wrap it up with some veggies and hummus. Done in under 5 minutes. Dinner is usually ground beef or more of that shredded chicken. I'll make tacos or toss some peppers in the air fryer to turn it into fajitas. Same ingredients, different combos, super quick. I don't aim for Pinterest-worthy meals. I just make sure I'm fed, it's high in protein, and it gets the job done. And if you're like, I need help making this easy, I've got a 4-week macro grocery list and meal guide on my website, and I'll put the link below. It shows exactly how I do this every week, with meal examples, simple ideas, and grocery lists to take the thinking out of it. I don't treat every day like it has to be perfect. Some days I nail my workout and hit my macros. Other days I'm eating snacks from a Ziploc bag while changing a diaper and answering a text. But I keep going. I don't start over Monday. I just get back to the next best choice. I've learned that consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about not quitting. I simplify everything. I don't waste time wondering what I should eat or what workout I should do. I have a plan, I follow it, and I give myself permission to keep it simple. If it's not realistic, it's not going to happen. And I'd rather be consistent with something simple than perfect with something overwhelming. I also build my habits around real life. This is huge. I don't try to fit into someone else's routine. I build mine around my life. I don't get up at 4 a.m. I don't cook meals that take an hour and 7 ingredients I have to Google. My habits work because they fit. And when your routines match your real life, that's when staying consistent finally becomes doable. And since we're being honest, let's talk about the messy days, the ones where it all goes off the rails, because the way you handle those, that's what makes or breaks your results. Let's talk about the off days, because I already know they're going to happen. You miss a workout, you grab a handful of goldfish and call it lunch. Dinner turns into drive-through. You feel bloated, tired, and like you blew it again. And what usually happens next, you say, I'll just start over Monday, or I'll start whenever life gets easier. That's the trap most moms fall into. You feel like if it wasn't perfect, it wasn't worth it. So you press pause until some magical future version of you has more time, more energy, and more motivation. But here's the thing, you don't need a new plan every Monday. You need a way to bounce back without starting from scratch. And here's how I coach my clients and what I do myself. Zoom out. One day doesn't define your progress. Your body doesn't reset every Monday. It's about what you do most of the time, not all of the time. So if the day goes sideways, don't overthink it. Just move on. Don't fix it. Just reset. No need to make up for anything. You didn't fail. You had a normal, chaotic mom day. Instead of punishing yourself with restrictions or extra cardio, just get back to the basics. Protein, water, movement, and learn from the pattern. If off days are happening constantly, ask yourself, why? Are you skipping meals and then overeating later? Do you have 0 quick meals on hand when the day gets crazy? Those little tweaks, like having backup snacks or prepped protein, can make a huge difference. And choose the next best thing. Not perfect, not a do-over, just what's the one thing I can do right now? Maybe you didn't log lunch, track dinner. Maybe you didn't work out, go for a walk after the kids go down. Maybe the whole day felt off. Drink a big glass of water and call it a win. You don't need to earn your way back into a routine. You're always one decision away from being back on track. And when you stop quitting just because it wasn't perfect, that's when you finally get consistent. If you're just starting and feel overwhelmed, here's what I want you to know. You don't need to do everything at once. You don't need a perfect plan, a full fridge or prepped meals, or a 5 a.m. wake up routine. Start with one thing. Maybe that's hitting 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Maybe it's getting in a 15-minute walk. Maybe it's drinking water before coffee. It's not about speed, it's about direction. You can absolutely do this. You just need a plan that works with your life, not against it. And lastly, let's talk about motivation, because staying consistent without obsessing is possible. And here's how I do it. People ask me all the time, how do you stay motivated? And honestly, I don't always feel motivated. What keeps me going isn't hype, it's momentum. Here is what helps. Seeing progress I can feel, lifting heavier, recovering faster, clothes fitting better, focusing on habits, not the scale. My wins aren't tied to a number. And having a plan. I'm not guessing what to eat or do next, and that keeps me consistent. And I keep it flexible. I don't stress if things aren't perfect. I just keep moving forward. The more I follow through, even in small ways, the more confident I feel. And that builds real motivation that doesn't rely on willpower or waiting for the perfect time. If nothing else sticks from this video, let it be this. You don't need to overhaul your life. You need simple, repeatable habits that work with your real schedule and a plan that actually makes sense for your body. That's what I used, and that's what I teach, and that's what works. So if you're thinking, I'm ready, I just need help putting the pieces together, I've got tons of free resources linked below, including my body type quiz, which is the best place to start if you want to speed up your results. And if you want my full macro meal guide or custom coaching, I'll drop that info too. So check the description and drop a comment with the one thing you're going to start with. I'd love to hear it. You've got this, one step at a time. And hey, if this helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure you tune in for next week's video.